would absolutely indicate that these are challenging times, both for policymakers, for investors, and also for companies who are trying to navigate their way through this extraordinary period of time we're facing. Yeah. So clearly, from an inflation perspective, I don't think anybody expected us to be here, even 12 months ago, let alone 6 months ago. And as you've been commenting on, the challenges in the supply chain side are profound. All of that gives us, I would say, a combination of factors that is deeply challenging. But will it lead to full-blown recession? I think at this point our best guess is that we manage our way through
Katherine,
this.
I think you're being incredibly generous to central bankers. I think that they got this wrong with their transitory language. I think they got it wrong with negative rates as well. They encouraged too much speculation into too many assets, whether it be on financial markets or indeed in the real world as well, which has potentially created bubbles to the left, to the right and everywhere as well. Is that too harsh a view?
Well, I think that everyone would say these are unprecedented times. And clearly what we've got is we've now got to turn the tap off. I mean, we got to a perspective where money was free-flowing. It was very easy to access everything. But at the same time, I would say what's very different is right now you have corporate balance sheets looking more healthy than they have in recent years. So what does that potentially enable? Well, certainly I think in our view, it gives you options around an increase in M&A activity. Clearly, from an investor perspective, what we're caring about is where we're going to get the return. So I think that one could argue that perhaps it was a little too much too late, but I think that what's it enabled is for corporate balance sheets to be much better positioned and more resilient for the future.
That's fascinating because something that we've talked a lot about on the programme is why CEOs insist on buying back their own shares at market highs. We've now got to a point actually where share prices are falling, but maybe that will stimulate more corporate activity related to M&A and basically just trying to cut more fat.
Well, so I think it's interesting because, I think what you were just talking about was the Fed put, right? People have been saying for ages that, the system is awash with cash, what's going to happen? Of course, what's quite interesting is now I would sort of coin that, and something we've written about is the CFO put. So that gives the power back into the hands of CFOs to say, right, we can either buy back shares, we can look for M&A, and I think that is just going to open up a whole range of new options. But, the options need to be on the table, and I would say if you're facing a whole string of potential options now, I hate to say it, but it's an uncertain time, and what's that old adage, sell in May and go away? I just wonder how long people will stay away for.